Okay, so I just want to sort of do a different kind of recap. So this is my recap for Glee Season 3, Episode 17, Dance with Somebody recap. I just want to say I loved all the songs. I thought How Will I Know was wonderfully done. I love that the way they did that with they different from the original. I loved 4 of the best voices were done with it. The scene was emotional, beautiful, wonderfully done. Great. They all look and sounded wonderful, and I think Will was like, oh, this maybe they can't move on from Whitney emotionally from her death, so they decided to do Whitney week, and yeah. I also want to say the scene with Will and Emma where he talks about he doesn't want them to go. I thought that was very relevant, that all these kids change their life, and maybe that's part of being a teacher is to get a new batch of kids every year to inspire, but those kids specifically changed his life and drastically, and he doesn't want them to go. He wants them to see his wedding before they all move on with their life, and that's why he was pushing the wedding. And I get that. And yes, Glee will still be Glee, but it will not be the same Glee that I fell in love with once a lot of the people are gone. It's where they're all there. All of them is the reason why I love Glee. It's not because of, yes, there's Kurt, and yes, there's Blaine, and yes, blah, blah, blah. But when they all come together, that's the reason that I love Glee. So, also, I love the Pesberry in this episode. Rachel and Santana. I love their so emotional duet, and I love their hugs in the locker scenes, and they're coming together as friends, forgetting the past. And Santana puts the picture of Rachel in her locker, and she says she's gonna miss her. And it was just so sweet that everyone's sort of making amends. It's their last year. They're ever gonna see each other. They're gonna miss each other, and I thought that was very adorable and sweet. And I always love Pesberry. So yeah, this is mostly just gonna talk about Kurt and Blaine. So I do want to say, with the whole Chandler thing, I would have loved for them to be friends. I think it was something new for Kurt because he never had somebody who wanted who liked the same exact things as him, was very enthusiastic, loved fashion, understood it, loved musicals, and New York is going to New York and for the same musical theater kind of thing. So that was new to Kurt, and he loved that somebody else in Ohio understood that and got that, and I think that was exciting for him. And then Chandler asked for his number, and I think I was a little bit mad at Kurt because, yeah, he had a friend, but he didn't say that that he had a boyfriend. He didn't say, just as friends texting. He didn't get to that, and this episode I was really upset with Kurt because it was just so unlikely, and I'm glad they got more into it. But at first, my initial emotion was, Kurt, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what is up with you? Um, and so I was really just like, what are you doing, dude? Okay. Yes, I stand Kurt. Yes, he's my favorite character. And yes, he's the love of my life. But people make mistakes, and sometimes you don't agree with them all the time. Yeah. So Blaine was being distant. Kurt didn't understand. He wanted him to help with Niata auditions and whatnot, and Blaine was just like brushing it off. So I think he was like a little confused why his boyfriend doesn't really care, and that's where he seeked, interest in Chandler. He eventually tells Rachel he's texting this guy, and Rachel thinks, but you have a boyfriend. He's supposed to make you feel good, and Blaine doesn't at the moment. And Kurt says they love each other, but they're losing their spark, and they're like on lesbian bed death, and that they're having problems, and it's not gonna maybe not work out, and they have to have scheduled makeout sessions. But Rachel says, would you ever show Blaine these texts to this Chandler guy? And Kurt said, of course not. And, well, then it's not so innocent, is it? Because you're texting this other guy. And Blaine wouldn't be happy about that, the way that he texts him. Also, during So Emotional, he's giggling and flirting, and Blaine looks up like, why can't I make my own boyfriend laugh or smile anymore? And little Blaine's eyes, oh god. And then come in the scene with Blaine finding out about Chandler. He thinks he's cheating on him, and he doesn't understand why he's doing that. If he is unhappy, he needs to talk to him about it, but he's begging him not to cheat on him. Kurt is saying it's not cheating, that Blaine did the same thing with Sebastian. He even called him, but the thing about the difference between Blaine and Sebastian and Kurt and this other guy is Blaine wanted to be friends with Sebastian. He he took away Sebastian's advances. Sebastian, obviously, his intentions was to get in Blaine's pants, but Blaine wanted a friend. That only. He made that perfectly clear, and he kept it very friendly between the two. And Kurt did not. He, took the flirting, he took the compliments, and he felt good about it because I don't want to offend anyone, but I feel like Kurt was kind of using this guy. I feel like obviously, his intentions were gonna be either using him just for compliments or gonna cheat with him. Maybe he wasn't gonna cheat with him physically, but he was cheating on Blaine emotionally. He wasn't all there for Blaine. He wasn't being 100% of his boyfriend to Blaine. He was doing that with some other guy, and no, he wasn't having sex with him or kissing him or seeing him or going on dates with him, but he was not with Blaine 100% emotionally. And I don't think that's right. I think that, yes, there's someone that's going to make you feel good, but that's what your boyfriend or the person you're with is supposed to be and supposed to do. So I can see why Blaine was upset. And I don't like that Kurt kept referencing Sebastian and Blaine. Yes, they were texting, but it was a totally different type of texting. I don't think that it should have went that way. So they sort of highlight also, with the family, with Kurt and Bert not being really there and sort of avoiding the Friday night dinners, and because he doesn't want Kurt to leave, he's gonna miss him. That yes, they will always be family, but once he moves away, everything's gonna change, and it's not gonna go back to the way it was. It's a part of growing up, and once you grow up, you realize nothing lasts forever. And it's very true that yes, you can always come back to the way that you were, but it's never going to be like it was. It's never going to be in that moment where Kurt is still in high school and still living with his father and yada yada yada. It's not going to be like that anymore because everyone grows up. And he's really having a hard time with that, and I can understand. And it's so upsetting because I love the Hummels, and I just love Bert's closeness with his son, loves him so much and dearly, and he supports him no matter what, and so proud of him, but he's gonna miss his son. Also, he tells Bert that him and Blaine are having problems on the rocks, and he doesn't know if he should bring the picture of them at prom together with him. Oh god, that even reminded me more. I honestly thought they might have broken up in this episode. It was getting to near the episode. I'm like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? I was like crying. I'm like, oh god, don't do this to me. So, yeah, anyways, we find out that also before that scene is Blaine sings It's Not Right But It's Okay. Honestly, I was cheering for Blaine. I just loved his sass. I know it was not mature for Blaine to go and tell everyone that Kurt was cheating on him or thinks he's cheating on him, but I loved everyone's reactions. They're like, Kurt, what the hell are you doing, boy? Like that. I was like, it was so good. And Santana's like, oh snap. And I just love Blaine's angstiness and his sassiness, and it stuck to the kind of original look of the music video. Also, I want to dance with somebody. I want to go into that quickly. I like the original better. I prefer the original. It's one of my favorite Whitney songs. Big cliche, I know, but I think Heather singing Whitney is not the choice. It was way too dancey. Yes, they wanted to celebrate, blah blah blah, but her music, but no, no, it was too dancey, and I don't know, too much music, not enough voice, too much beat, not enough singing. And I love that Santana's with it, and they were cute, and they had the How Will I Know outfits. If you ever go watch How Will I Know, it's the same outfit from that music video. They just put it in that song, and they look cute, but it's just like, no, just stick to the original. I know they wanted to be a little different, but that's my personal opinion. I didn't listen to that song very much, but It's Not Right But It's Okay. They sort of stuck to the original with the people behind Whitney and then at the desk, and so I love that. And he's like, you can leave or whatever, don't come back running back to me. And Kurt was just like shocked, and Blaine was pissed, and he's just like, and he just walks away, and he was mad at, oh my god. I think that, I don't know, I was cheering for Blaine at first. I thought, you go boy, but now I think about it, it was a little immature for him to go tell everyone that Kurt's cheating on him, but he got his point across. So Kurt sings I Have Nothing to show his apologies and regrets, and he still loves Blaine. He can't live without him. He has nothing without him. I think that was beautiful. It was the most played song that I've played It's like my number 2 on most iTunes, most played. I love it. I was so happy that Kurt finally got a song after 15 episodes. Oh my god. Beautiful. Perfect. The first time I heard it, I cried. Chris Colfer blew me away again with that voice, and he did the song justice for sure. He just was beautiful. He has that talent, and and then to sing it to Blaine, and Blaine was looking all teary. I love the part where Mike looks up at Blaine, and Blaine's like, "What?" It was good, and everybody was just like, remorse because Kurt and Blaine are going through some things, and I just love that Kurt finally sang a song to Blaine. I mean, it was very nice. It was beautiful. I think it was a great move, but obviously Blaine didn't fall to his feet. So I like that as well. That a song's not going to change everything, and maybe that's how Kurt sees that singing something is gonna make everything better, and that's not true. Like he mentioned in Big Brother for Blaine to do with his brother, but yeah. So I love that. Also, Saving All My Love for You is also one of my most played songs. I didn't really mention it, but the Joe and Quinn thing, that Joe wants to keep his faith because he doesn't know if he wants Quinn in that way, but he wants to keep to his faith, thinks it's sinning, but Sam says it's really not, and not everything. You don't have to dish your faith just to live the life that you want to live. It's not like going against everything, and eventually have to decide between that, and Quinn doesn't want him to give his faith for her, but Saving All Love for You is so cute. I love their voices together. Samuel was my favorite in the Glee project, so his voice just gives me boners all around. So yeah, and he got a boner, and I don't know, I love Samuel. I think he's a very attractive man, and I think that Quinn needs to be single for a while, but that probably won't happen because it's Glee and everyone gets together. I always gotta have love triangles. That's like the most problems with these couples, love triangles. So whatever. But eventually Kurt and Blaine go to couples counseling with Emma, and Blaine doesn't think she's qualified because what happened to Sam and Mercedes. Oh my god, I love that they mixtured the comedy with the sadness, because I was crying and laughing at the same time, because Blaine was just like, he was expressing those opinions like no tomorrow. He says that Kurt's listening to what Blaine has to talk about, and he says that one of his problems is when Kurt snaps his fingers at waiters. What's the quote? Let me, I have it written down. Oh, where did I put it? He's like, it's so funny. Hold on, I got it. That's my dog barking. Do you hear her? She's annoying. Also, I want to mention before I get into it that Kurt had the same sort of looking outfit as If We Never Said Goodbye. I tried to picture what that scene would look like in my head, and I kept thinking the most simple outfit was, As If We Never Said Goodbye outfit. And that was the one. It looked just like, I'm like, holy shit, am I that so Raven? I could fucking read minds. Also, and I Want to Dance with Somebody, the song sounded so familiar, like, hey now, from the Lizzie McGuire movie. That just reminded me. For real, it didn't it? I want to dance with somebody. And also, I like the scene where Puck wants to say goodbye to all the bros, and he gives them all shot glasses, and he tells them that he loves them, and he's gonna miss them, and this is one of their last moments together, and that was very cute. I think Puck has come a long way, so yeah. But blah 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 blah. Okay, so where is it? Where did I say it was at? Oh yeah, okay, there. I love where he says, the cheesecake's on its way, Kurt. You don't have to snap your fingers and it's not going to make it come any faster. Or where Kurt kept slipping moisturizer and bronzer into Blaine's moisturizer. He says that Blaine looked a little good with a little color. And Blaine says he only puts lotion on his hands. It looks weird if a person just has tan hands. Like, that was so funny. They really are like an old married couple. Like, they just banter. It is so cute. Also, Blaine brings up Nyada, and that their only conversation is talking about New York and Nyada, that New York's going to be so amazing and so great, and he's going to have this wonderful new life and wonderful new friends, and Blaine's going to be in Limelight all by himself and all alone. He's going to have to get used to being alone, and that's when Kurt, at first doesn't really understand. I mean, yeah, he sees Blaine as upset, but he doesn't understand why but Blaine, he's going to be alone. He's not going to have Kurt. And yes, they're going to Skype all the time. And yes, they're going to visit each other. But Blaine's not going to have that whole new life that Kurt's gonna have. He's gonna be still in high school. I hate that he made him a junior. But Kurt realizes it, and he says, you know, he's not gonna lose him, and that they're going nowhere. They're gonna be together. And I'm so glad they finally brought that up, because it makes them feel like more like a couple, and I thought that was great. I thought that they finally brought it up. I want Tina and Mike to bring it up too, because God forbid Finn and Rachel talk about it all the fucking time. So I'm really happy that they did that, and Blaine says he loves him so much, and he's the love of his life, and Kurt said he loves him too, and they have a thunder beautiful hug. And now people are upset that they didn't kiss, but I think it was a wonderful episode for Kurt and Blaine. I thought it would give them very much more emotional and romantic development into their coupling, and I think that a kiss would have been even more perfect, but I thought it was perfect nonetheless. It didn't really need a kiss. It would have been great, but yeah, I Love Yous were definitely amazing. It was very parallel to the Brittany and Santana scene in Sue's office the episode before, when they both said I love you and then they said I love you. It was just very adorable that these two couples sort of intertwined sometimes, even though I don't think Brittany and Santana are as emotionally there as Kurt and Blaine. But yes, so I'm very glad that they brought it up and they came to a conclusion. They finally resolved their problems, and then they started sexting. Blaine starts complimenting Kurt more, and he tells him that told Chandler to stop texting him, and and Blaine sends him a message, that very unscheduled plan of his, and oh my god, it's canon that they sexed. Oh my god, Blaine just wants to ditch Glee Club to go fuck somewhere, or blow some steam off, or blow something. I don't know. But I love that. But Kurt's like, you know, this is the last Glee Clubs they only have so many Glee Clubs together, and they might as well just go, even if everyone's gonna skip it, they still should go, and cue in Artie and Mercedes singing My Love Is Your Love, and they start joining in, and they're holding each other close together, and everyone starts coming in. And everyone, you know, decides not to skip, as well as Finn and Rachel, Puck and Sam, Tina and Mike, Brittany and Santana, and they're just all coming together as a family again. And I wrote this on Tumblr, and I thought it was very relevant that they're a happy little family and they're graduating soon, but nothing will break their bonds with each other. It'll be forever. And yes, they will all maybe not see each other again, and it'll be harder for them to see one another, but they will always have Glee Club. They'll always have the memories that they've had together, and they will always have their friendships and their loves and the past that they had, and the wonderful, you know, there's all coming together. It was so happy and warm and fuzzies. And I forgot to mention Quinn and Joe too. And it's just so beautiful. And you know, Will was upset, but he saw that nothing's gonna break them, that they're always gonna be together. And the song was very, very relevant. I love that. And they decorated Kurt's locker with now tons of pictures of the New Directions together to celebrate their last times with one another. Also, R.I.P. the Courage collage, but, you know, it's still cute. Also, where the hell was Rory and Sugar? Like, they just disappeared off the face of the earth again. They never talked about him again. I don't know. They, like, having a baby together? I don't understand. So next week is Niata auditions. Will Rachel blow her audition in front of Whoopi Goldberg, Kurt with capes, Blaine looking lovingly at his boyfriend, and also the song spoiler is going to be a good one, aka Cell Block Tango. Da-da-da. So tell me your thoughts. I swear if you start hating on Kurt, I will not approve your comment. You can go. Yes, Kurt was in the wrong, but I think Blaine was in the wrong as well. I want to clear that up. I'm not gonna, you know, say who was wrong and who was right. I think that they were both wrong. They both need to communicate. I think Blaine should have communicated from the beginning how he felt about Kurt going to New York, and they never discussed that, and they can't just brush it aside, as well as Bert and Kurt did as well. But they're just sort of avoiding it until the time comes, but maybe it's too late. So I'm glad that they finally went to couples counseling, but Blaine should have been honest with Kurt. Kurt should not went to somebody else, but that was because him and Blaine were losing communication and their spark, and they should just been honest with each other. And I'm glad they finally got real relationship problems and acting like a real couple again, and it was very exciting to see. I think that I was definitely very more pro Blaine in this episode. I was like, his little puppy dog eyes, and he was watery tears, and his voice was cracking. You like this guy? Oh god. His face, and I was crying like 4 times in this episode because I felt so bad for him. But I think they were both adorable, and I'm happy that they finally resolved their problems, and now they're happy-go-lucky. And to whatever happens in the future, I hope they stick together, they can make it, that they're strong, as well as Tina and Mike, because I want them to be happy as well. I just want them all to all sort of clear up stuff. I want them all to get touch base of what's going to happen in the future with all of them. Not just Finn and Rachel or Kurt and Blaine and Brady and Santana, but all of them. And I hope that they do. So I'm excited for whatever is left to come. I'm very sad because graduation's coming soon for them, but this is the last pivotal moments for them, for all of them to ever be together, all together again. So I'm excited. And tell me your thoughts as well. And all the amazing songs. Well, not all amazing, but most of them. So, yeah, follow me on Tumblr, lionkurt.tumblr.com, link in the description below. Thank you for watching, subscribing, and I'll see you soon for whatever else it may be. In next week's episode, Choke. Okay. Sorry this was long.